All quiet at the world-famous San Diego Zoo. Not so much at Viejas Arena. We got San Diego State, Boise State in the Mountain West tonight.
Basketball on CBS Sports Network tonight, presented by Fresh Pet. Loud environment, of course, it's Viejas. Welcome to the show. Boise State, San Diego State, one of the better rivalries in the Mountain West Conference. Hi, everybody, I'm Rich Waltz, along with Gonzaga All-American Dan Dickow. When these two teams play, it's usually a very close game and a very physical game.
It is always physical and close, and seemingly over the last 12 years or so, the Mountain West title seems to come down to these two teams. Oddly enough, we get it right off the bat.
We do, and San Diego State's a little different than the last few years. They're getting punch off their bench. Look at this, 43 points a game. They are third in the nation in bench points. Boise State's pretty good as well. They're top 30 in that category as well. And the guy off the bench that's really been a spark is B.J. Davis.
And B.J. Davis is tremendous. Leads them in scoring off the bench, if you can believe that one. He's a true testament to player development and finding your opportunity, making the most of it. He has been tremendous for Brian Dutcher this season.
Davis coming off the bench tonight. Now, Tyson Degenhart, big shoes to fill. Three-time first team All-Mountain West pick. But this guy is filling in great. This is Drew Fielder.
Leon Rice needed a big that could do a lot of different things, and he found a great fit in Boise native Drew Fielder. Last 6 games in particular, he's been tremendous. Nearly 63% from the field, 18 a game.
All right, you ready for this? Broncos are physical. So are the Aztecs. Last game of the night in the Mountain West. I see ya. Let's go, kids. Oh, this place is bouncing now. Boise State, San Diego State, ready to go in Viejas. Starting lineups. Dan Dickow, one change. Jeremiah Odom is going to start for San Diego State in place of Magoon Guath, maybe because this is going to be a little more physical game.
Well, Odom is no slouch when it comes to the offensive glass. Started his career at Wyoming, so he knows this building, the challenge of Boise State, well. He is active on the glass.
Two of the most winning coaches in Mountain West history. Leon Rice, 16 years at Boise State. And Brian Dutcher, 27th year at San Diego State, 9th as the head coach. Fresh Pet brings you keys to the game, and so does Dan Dickow.
Boise State's got to rebound the basketball. They've been tremendous in that category this year, but San Diego State is relentless in that category as well. Takeaway transition. San Diego State is at their best when they force turnovers, get out and run. That leads me to the Aztecs. Force turnovers, allowing them to get out and get some easy buckets, because Boise State's great on that area of the floor, and make threes. They've done it at a high level so far this year.
Yeah, 40% from distance. It's one of the better marks in the country. Boise State wins the tap. Dylan Andrews, the point guard, the transfer from UCLA, a 2-year starter with the Bruins, and a nice addition in Boise. Buchanan off the screen. Andrew Meadow feeds Buchanan. Fielder launches a 3 and hits it.
Great start for Boise State. Drew Fielder almost threw that ball to the official standing in front of the San Diego State bench.
Now the Aztecs have a true freshman point guard, LZ Harrington.
He's a good one, too. That committed to USC. Brian Dutcher was glad to get him late.
Miles Bird driving and scoring, and a big game from him would be a shot in the arm for the Aztecs. He's had a relatively slow start to this season.
He's been a little bit inconsistent, but if you followed the Mountain West last year, you know he can score in spurts, and he's tremendous defensively.
Fielder, the Georgetown transfer, but a Boise native. Hits Meadow on a cut. And Andrew Meadow with the buckets.
Boise State has done a great job the first 2 possessions of handling San Diego State's big double-double. Anytime the ball goes to the post, they're going to double big to big.
It's also a popular menu item here, in and out.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. I might be going there with you after the game.
Heidi with a miss on the left-handed hook. Andrews still feeling his way offensively. He's got a little more freedom here. Fielder launches another three and missed it. And Bird has the rebound. He can take it coast to coast. Keene gets that defensive assignment.
Great job from Buchanan on that switch. He's got the ability at his 6'8" to move laterally and keep perimeters out of the paint.
Harrington rises, the 6'5" freshman out of Long Beach.
And when San Diego State scores, they can do this. They can pick up and pressure you full court.
Buchanan. Keene is not a scoring threat, but he's one of the best glue guys in the country.
He's tremendous at doing all of the little things.
Meadow in the corner. No long hair, no glasses. Andrews, and he's long on the three. Lagoon Guath will play tonight. He's not starting. He's averaging 19 minutes a game. And, of course, Guath, Defensive Player of the Year in the conference last year. Off-season knee surgery. He's still working his way back from that. Bird on a cut. A lot of physicality down low, but no whistle. And that's, I think, the way it's going to be all night.
Well, that's a typical possession when these two teams play. About as physical as you're going to get.
Meadow misses a three. Harrington in transition with the left hand. He's fouled. Buchanan with a block, but also with the body. And you can see Guath getting ready to come in at some point.
LZ Harrington, for a freshman point guard, plays at a great pace, and with that I mean he'll push in transition when he's got an opportunity. He'll put on an extra burst of speed and get to the rim.
Guath sitting on the bike right now, trying to warm up that knee. He's about 75 to 80%. That's still pretty good.
It's pretty darn good. Averages nearly 10 points and a block and a half a game. He really changes the complexion of the game when he is healthy.
So does this guy, as you see Heidi coming out. Pharaoh Compton, who just came into the ballgame, has been super off the bench, especially the last 7 to 8 games.
And take your pick with most of these Aztecs. 11 guys average 10 minutes or more. They get production from all over the place. We asked Coach Dutcher at shoot-around, is it hard to play that many guys? And he said it's hard to pull a guy out of the rotation because they're all playing so well.
That's a foul on Bird, reaching in on Buchanan. Popular call here in San Diego.
I would disagree. We get another look at it here. Buchanan goes for the back down. Bird may have had something correct there. It did look on second opportunity to see it that Buchanan hooked him.
Brian Dutcher says, I wish I was in the NBA. I would challenge that. Into the ball game is Aguinaldo Nato. Andrews a three.
I would expect to see a lot of this two-guard lineup for Boise State because of the pressure the Aztecs put on you at that end of the floor.
Nato is a really talented freshman out of Angola for Boise State. That's Dixon Waters, the USC transfer.
Buchanan took that rebound away from his point guard Patriot, Dylan Andrews.
Boy, it's really physical down low. Reese Waters is bodying up Drew Fielder. Andrews, Nato, it's a three, got it! From the right wing. This guy, 6 of 17 from distance. And Boise State up by 2.
Much better start for Boise State tonight as opposed to at home against New Mexico the other day, where they missed their first 11 shots of the game, still found a way to win.
Compton strong to the bucket. That's one of the stronger guys in the Mountain West, 6'8", 245, and he's very quick.
He's great as a trail big, putting the ball on the deck and attacking the rim. He's great in pick and rolls, where he puts so much pressure on you defensively to cover that roll with that lob pass over the top.
Andrews got sped up there and throws it away. Turnover. Even starts. 8-8. Boise State, San Diego State, just a freshman out of Angola. Aguinaldo Nato from deep.
college basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Fresh Pet, healthy food, fresh from the fridge, and by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
4 winningest coaches in the Mountain West, and 3 of them are in the building. Steve Fisher Court here, and there is Coach Fisher. 386 sits atop the list. Leon Rice, Steve Alford, Brian Dutcher. Lon Kruger comes in at 161. By the way, Steve Alford in Nevada, they are terrific this year, and it was Leon Rice that told us that Coach Alford is coaching his bleep off right now. Right? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, that is what he said. I had a chance to have a Nevada game earlier this year, and I was really impressed with their backcourt. Comer in particular. When we take a look at Brian Dutcher, who took over for Steve Fisher, he has done as good a job as you can imagine when you take over for a close friend.
Our early impression on this game right now.
Well, it's exactly what we were expecting. A tough physical battle on the defensive end of the floor. Doubles on the low block from San Diego State. Boise has been able to get on track from 3 early, knocking down 2 triples.
Roth is in, and he draws a foul. And he's headed to the line. Spencer Aarons with the foul. Aarons is another freshman that has played big minutes and has looked great so far for Leon Rice and the Broncos.
He's got a really high upside. Young man from Canada has spent some time at different age levels in FIBA competitions. Very versatile, can shoot it from deep, put the ball on the deck. Good feel for the game.
And this is the part of the game for both these teams where they excel, and that's bench. Boise State's bench is deep. They play a lot. We showed you number 3 in the country in bench points is San Diego State. And so B.J. Davis is in now. He's the leading scorer for the Aztecs off the bench. Pearson Carmichael coming off the bench as well. And Dominic Parolin for Boise State. So Andrews is the only starter still out there for the Broncos. That's Davis on Andrews. That's quick on quick. Carmichael, the great 3-point shooter. Andrews takes a peek. Kicks it wide. Davis driving, kicking. Carmichael, long 3. Missed it. Compton keeps it alive. Tips it back out to Davis. Davis driving. San Diego State will run off a turnover or a missed shot.
And they had a mismatch opportunity on the low block. Nato was guarding Guath. Dixon Waters just rushed it on the entry pass.
Leon Rice pretty happy about that play. You saw Brian Dutcher's reaction. He thought his post was shoved. And that ball sailed over the head of Guath.
Well, he might have been shoved, but in a game as physical as this is going to be, you can't expect that call. Understand, when there's a mismatch, you might have to improve your angle to pass through the dribble or with the spacing on the floor with the weak side.
Aarons, the Canadian. Parolin, also Canadian, out of Coquitlam, British Columbia. Nato, Meadows, driving and scoring. Andrew Meadow, the junior, Santa Clarita, so he's got family and friends around.
Well, if you watched Boise State play in the past, this might look like a new player, but it's the same one. A year ago, long hair, goggles, now wears contacts. Same player, aggressively attacking the rim, searching out the contact, able to finish at the line for the 3-point play.
Just looking at him right there, he's much more cut. He's really helped transform his body. And he's been a steady performer for 2 years.
He's been very consistent this year. He's talked to Leon Rice at shoot-around, and his scoring hasn't necessarily gone up, but his efficiency has gone really in the right direction.
Sean Newman Jr. in the game. He got a couple guys in the backcourt, Davis and Newman for San Diego State. Davis kicks. Roth will shoot the 3 and make it. He can do that. He's 6 of 13 from distance on the season. This is shaping up to be a really fun game.
It's about what you expect when these two teams lock up. Many times over the years, it has gone down to the final couple minutes of the game.
NATO. Late clock, Carmichael spinning and got the roll. Sweet touch for the sophomore out of Bend, Oregon.
That's the next progression to his game. He's proven the ability to shoot it from there on the arc, but how can he create space off the dribble?
Roth, ultimately talented, could have gone just about anywhere he wanted in the transfer portal. Stayed at San Diego State. Of course, had the offseason knee surgery. Clock's down. DeGorville with the drive. The Broncos up the floor. NATO driving. Davis with the foul. Not a lot of fouls so far. That's just the third on San Diego State. Boise State has just 2. Miles Heide checks into the game for the Aztecs. Oftentimes in a game, you'll say, boy, they're letting them play, and that favors Team A or Team B. I think
it's a toss-up with these two.
It's with these two teams. That's their DNA. NATO and Davis were shoving, and the officials had to step in. NATO really polished for a guy coming out of Africa in the NBA Academy. And he stepped right in and getting good minutes as a freshman. That's him with the ball right now. He's hit 1 3. Missed that one. Parolin had the rebound, lost it. With DeGorville up the floor. To the bucket and scores.
Tremendous finish from DeGorville there. Meadow, a nice job cutting him off in transition, being vertical on the contest.
8 minutes in. Last game of the night in the Mountain West. San Diego State at 8-4. Boise State at 9-4. And a timeout on the floor.
San Diego State, one of the best in the Mountain West. Pushing in transition to DeGorville. The finish. We got a great one here at Viejas.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented tonight by Fresh Pet. We're in the Mountain West. Last game in the conference of the night, 14-13, San Diego State on top of Boise State. Last meeting, quarterfinals, Mountain West tournament last year. Tyson Dagenhart was launching. Alvaro Cardenas pumps in a 3. And Boise State would go on to win that game. In fact, Boise State got all the way to the championship game of the tournament. Lost to Colorado State, and then Leon Rice's team was one of the last out of the NCAA tournament field. They went to the Crown tournament in Las Vegas and had a nice run, won a couple games there. And of course, Brian Dutcher getting back to the NCAA tournament last year. They lost in the first 4 to North Carolina.
And Boise State, before that, 3 consecutive trips to the NCAA tournament. They're still searching for their first NCAA tournament win, but Leon Rice really likes the makeup of this group.
Shot clock's down. Buchanan has to get a shot up, and he hits it. That's a 2, but a nice late clock bucket.
Had to listen to the bench. 85 feet away, telling him the shot clock's winding down. Got to have a little better feel as a player out on the floor when the shot clock is winding down.
Quad, I mean, looks so comfortable shooting the 3 tonight. Carmichael cutting, and he missed the layup. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Which way does it go? Now that's a challengeable call. San Diego State's bench, I would guess, is looking at the tablets. At least they should be. Challenge came from San Diego State. Carmichael drives. Got it up off the rim.
2 point-blank opportunities Carmichael hasn't been able to finish.
Davis drives. And the foul came before the shot. Although after watching the Cal game last night, with the continuation there, Notre Dame and Cal, you pause a little bit because that's the new rule this year. A little more leniency to the shooter on a foul and starting the motion of shooting. You would have liked that back in your day at Gonzaga.
Oh, without a doubt. Anytime you can find a way to bait the officials into a call as B.J. Davis knocks down a triple.
To 15 lead. Meadow, that's a three. That's long. Davis, good rebounding guard. He's not big. It's 6'2", but he gets up. And he draws contact and he gets to the line.
B.J. Davis leads San Diego State in scoring because he has a quick trigger. Baseline out of bounds, give him a slight sliver of an opening. He lets it fly. Leon Rice not happy with that call from the official. I think he's got something there because that did not look like a lot of contact based on what we see between these two teams.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see a whole lot of contact on that. That's a break for San Diego State. But, man, this guy's been outstanding. 18 points his last game at San Jose State. We asked Brian Dutcher about, have you thought about maybe putting him in the starting lineup? And it's like, you hate to mess with stuff like that because he's playing starter minutes right now.
Well, they've got 11 guys averaging 10 minutes or more. And, yes, B.J. Davis plays starter minutes. But it's such a luxury to bring a scorer who's always in attack mode off the bench like B.J. Davis. It's very similar to the idea of a Jamal Crawford or Lou Williams in the NBA, where it's just one more wrinkle the opponent has to prepare for.
It's a 7-0 run right now by San Diego State. Let's see how Boise State weathers this. Dylan Andrews is back in the game. R.J. Keene, Drew Fielder, Meadow, and Spencer Aarons for the Broncos. This is Meadow. Late clock again. Aarons.
San Diego State's defense really starting to pick up. After making their first 2 threes, Boise State's now missed 7 in a row from beyond the arc.
The Broncos, 2 of 10 from distance right now, and there's a timeout on the floor. 9:52 left, first half. The Aztecs are 2-0 in the Mountain West, where they really haven't been tested. Although, you know what? Playing on the road at San Jose State ain't easy. They play everybody tough there. And San Diego State had a narrow win. They beat Air Force here. Boise State beat New Mexico, but lost to Nevada. Brian Dutcher at San Diego State, 9th year, 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year. His best team. Yeah, it's hard. Look, he had a team that got to the national championship game. But that team that he had in the COVID year, they were number 2 in the net and never got to play in the NCAA tournament.
Malachi Flynn was the point guard that year. Did a tremendous job of transforming himself during that redshirt year. Transferred in from Washington State, became the Mountain West Player of the Year. He made every big play in every big moment, it seemed like, that year.
Who was better, that team or the national championship game team?
That's a tough call because that national title runner-up had such great perimeter defense. Guys like Lamont Butler, Darion Trammell.
Offensive rebounding strong always for the Aztecs, and Bird with a second chance bucket. And this run continues, an 8-point lead, biggest of the ball game. Fielder, that's from way deep. He's hit 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Andrews cut off at the baseline.
Boise State's got to get something going to the basket. They've been too reliant from beyond the arc. Sometimes when you're struggling, you got to find ways to create extra opportunities. San Diego State gets an offensive rebound. Ball finds Miles Bird on the low block. He's able to convert.
third with 4 points. Guac has got 7 to lead San Diego State. Meadow with 5 to lead the Broncos. DeGorville's back in, pick and roll with Oden. Davis thought about the 3. Clock down to 5. Oden rolling to the bucket. Lost it. Keene has the loose ball. Broncos' drought is about 3 minutes right now.
Great rotation defensively there from R.J. Keene.
No whistle. Meadow driving, spinning, fouled hard. That was Heidi on the reach.
Andrew Meadow attacking DeGorville. DeGorville tries to sell it to the official to no avail, but on the second opportunity, Meadow picks up the foul on Heidi. He'll be at the line for a pair.
I haven't seen a flop call in a while.
I haven't either, but you're not going to get a lot of flops out of either of these two teams. They are both extremely sound defensively. They're going to be physical. They're going to pressure you. They're going to be opportunistic. If you make a mistake with the ball, it more than likely will result in a turnover.
Elsie Harrington, Reese, Dixon, Waters, and Farrell Compton off the bench for San Diego State. And Meadow hits 1 of 2, so that breaks a drought for Boise State and a 9-0 run by San Diego State. And you see the contrast of shooting right now. Harrington, that's a really nice move, and he's fouled. Keene got him on the arm. And Elsie Harrington going to the line. And so Harrington is a really talented freshman out of Long Beach. Gets to the line, 8 points, 3 assists a game. Tomorrow morning, 10 Eastern, across the Atlantic, on the pitch, Darby and Wrexham in an English Football League showdown right here on CBS Sports Network that streams on Paramount+. Both point guards in this game have a really good coach. Not the one that they're playing for, but the guy that they work with, a good friend of ours. Elsie Harrington for San Diego State, Dylan Andrews. Darren Collison, of course, the great point guard for UCLA, and had a really nice NBA career as well. Works with both these guys.
He's got a training facility just outside LA called Provision. Works with a lot of young players, imparting his knowledge on both of these point guards.
The Broncos, you see Leon Rice. Broncos would like to get to the line here. Both these teams are good free throw shooting teams. Aztecs 75%, 74 for Boise State. This is Andrews. Feels like there's more offense in him than he was able to show at UCLA.
2 years ago, averaging double figures. Really couldn't seem to get on track this season ago, but he's got his confidence back in Boise.
I think that was Oden with the block.
Nice pass.
I think that was Oden with the dunk.
Hey, it happens in the game of basketball. You provide energy on the defensive end of the floor, and good things happen on the offensive end.
Aarons. Broncos cold from 3, and Parolin, excuse me, was fouled on the rebound. What was that line from Anchorman, Great Oden's Raven, or something like that?
I don't know, but he's letting everybody know he's in the building. A terrific cut and finish over the top from Jeremiah Oden.
Aztecs on their home floor, up 10 here. 7:25 left first half. CBS Sports coverage of college hoops continues tomorrow noon Eastern. Women's showdown. Don't miss BCU taking on George Mason. Soraya Walton can really play. 20 a game. Plays the whole game, 35 minutes a game. Can rebound. She's taking on BCU.
with George Mason. Steve Fisher, of course, is here. His son, Mark, who's in, I believe, his 13th year of battling ALS, is still on the Aztec staff. And so we always get a scouting report from him. And one of the things that he pointed out tonight's game, especially against Boise State, get out and run on misses and turnovers, because San Diego State, with their depth, they have the depth to run and stay fresh. Not a lot of teams can say that. Broncos saw the Aztecs go on a 9-0 run. It's a 10-point lead. You see the three-point shooting's not been great. Aaron's steal from behind by Bird. Carmichael, late clock three. There's been a lot of late clock threes that have not gone in for the Broncos. 2 of 13 right now. Carmichael driving, knifes his way in, and draws the call. Oh, it's a charge. Wow. Leon Rice racing up the sideline with his arms outstretched.
And we heard the footsteps from Leon Rice right in front of us. I think he has every right to ask the official for an explanation there. That is a brutally bad call from the official.
Yeah, Leon Rice is giving that official an earful. You could see him on top of your screen. And he's probably going to get a lot of runway, too, I suspect. Dixon Waters, pick and roll. Compton, left hand.
That is about as powerful a finish as you are going to find in the college game. Farrell Compton with the left.
What a turn of events on that foul call, and then the dunk, and a block by Compton.
One of the things when you have such a deep squad is you can expect guys to play with energy. Farrell Compton has some tremendous energy on both ends of the floor. Coming out of nowhere from the weak side on the block after this spectacular finish.
He has all the makings of a great college player. I mean, just watching him, the jump that he's made from his freshman year to his sophomore year is very noticeable.
Well, I thought a season ago he was mostly an offensive rebounder putback guy. Now he's showing the ability to catch and finish in traffic. The next progression of his game is going to be able to play and create opportunities, whether it's on the low block where you face up and attack a step off, or at the elbow.
He's also sick. When he showed up today, and Brian Dutcher looked at him, he said, "Son, are you okay?" And he did not practice today. And that's an offensive foul on Nato away from the ball. And Leon Rice is all the way out at center court right now. And the officials right now are trying to get Leon Rice back to his huddle. We'll take a timeout. 28-16, San Diego State. While we were gone, technical foul on Leon Rice. That's not a surprise. He was furious about 2 offensive foul calls, the drive by Carmichael, and this last one.
That's just a normal screen in this game and in this setting from Neto.
To 16, and it's really fallen apart for Boise State here.
Well, after a tremendous start, San Diego State's defense has really buckled down. Boise State has lived outside that three-point line. A couple bad calls really sets Leon Rice off there. He's got to keep his team under control.
Bird with a 3.
And this crowd is really starting to get into it. This is where you hope the experience of a point guard like Dylan Andrews can get you organized, get you into something good offensively.
They're not living beyond the arc. They're dying beyond the arc. 2 of 13. And a foul on LZ Harrington.
Miles Byrd has this type of range. His father, who was a college coach, during the COVID season, his father, assistant coach at Pacific, he's a Stockton native, is Byrd. They worked on shooting, and that's Byrd said that summer, that COVID summer, was so important to him. You see his career numbers. I think he's going to be up at least at 12 before the season starts.
Well, the numbers have dipped a little bit simply for the fact that San Diego State is much deeper this year. He's a big part of what they do on the offensive end of the floor, although he's not necessarily the main focal point. Went through the NBA pre-draft process a season ago, went to the combine, went through some workouts, decided to come back. And we've seen this a number of different times from other players, is when they go through the process, they learn what they need to work on for that next level. And some guys, it takes a little bit of time to take that and translate it into the college game, allowing them to be successful in the current moment.
Big lead for the Aztecs. Davis driving and finishing. B.J. Davis, 6 points off the bench. Aztecs have had full court pressure throughout the night. Buchanan. Carmichael's wide open. That's a guy that can get hot and get Boise State back in the game. And again, Broncos don't really get into their offense until they're under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Andrews missed the three. Carmichael good work on the offensive glass, and it's stolen. And it's Byrd, and it's loud. Another steal. Davis, Byrd, a three. And he missed it. Davis kicks. Compton, left hand.
Everything going San Diego State's way.
My gosh, look at this run. 25-3. 21-point lead. There's still 4.5 left in the first half. Fielder misses a three. The Broncos have been dismal from distance. 2 of 15 in this game.
Made their first 2.
Missed their last 13. Davis off a screen. That's an offensive foul. Compton on the pick.
Miles Byrd getting out in transition after forcing the turnover. He likes it. The crowd likes it. And then Compton with a nice little putback after the dish from B.J. Davis.
And the Broncos find themselves in a sizable hole in a really tough environment.
This is where you have to understand, it's one possession at a time. Handle the pressure, get into offense. Whether your job is spacing, screening, creating for others, it's got to be that particular possession.
Fielder, offensive board, lost it, and it goes to the Aztecs. Nothing going right for the Broncos tonight. 39-18, Aztecs. So far, a happy New Year and a happy first half for San Diego State. Sizzling from the field right now. They're 14 of 20 from the field, 4 of 6 from distance, and you can't say that about Boise State. It's been a struggle.
Oh, they missed their last 12 from the field. Boise State offense that has been pretty dynamic throughout the course of the year and been able to get anything going. On the flip side, San Diego State, this is about as explosive as I have seen them over the last few years in regards to getting production from transition, behind the three-point line, and multiple guys.
Just like Coach Fisher said.
Yeah, lots of depth. And when you have the depth like they have this year and you trust that depth, guys know or have a solid idea when they're going in, they're going to make an impact.
Leon Rice told us at practice we can't afford to turn the ball over, especially live ball turnovers, because that really fuels the Aztecs offense. Davis, line drive jumper.
As for turnovers.
And Fielder went down on the floor, which is wet. Now that's where Boise State had their huddle. That is usually cleaned and dried after a huddle.
Leon Rice asking the ball boy if he did or did not wipe up the moisture after that last timeout. That is now 6 turnovers from the previous media timeout till now for a team that only turns it over about 12 times a game.
It's still wet, apparently.
The official, Michael Irving, telling him it's still wet, but Leon Rice was upset because he thought B.J. Davis stepped out of bounds. He's asking for a review. Curious if we have a chance to take another looker for that, because it was directly in front of Leon Rice. 5 feet in front of us with the scorer's table. We couldn't see the line itself, though.
And the Aztecs just keep on clicking. Reese Dixon Waters hits a 3. Buchanan for Boise State answers with a 3. You know, this rivalry has had some great moments and a lot of the big wins. Dixon Waters the miss, Carmichael the rebound. One guy who has had some great games in this matchup is Leon Rice's son, Max. Max dropped, I think, 26 in one game, had a big three-point shot here to win a game. He's actually in the building tonight, but he's out of eligibility. Although if he appeals to the NCAA, he might get one back. You never know.
Never know these days.
Heidi with the follow. I don't know that San Diego State can play much better than this. They have just been smoking hot, executing, defending, rebounding, all of the above. NATO hits a 3.
If you're Boise State now, NATO hits another 3. You want to try to stem the tide right now as you head in to a timeout. Cut the deficit, heading into halftime.
AT&T at the half is right around the corner. Brent Stover, our good friend, Pete Gillen, John Rothstein, Chris Walker. That's a formidable trio there. We'll break down this game. It's been a busy day, a great day in college basketball. All the highlights, all the commentary, all coming up on AT&T at the half. Meadow with a steal and a bucket.
And that's what Boise State needs to do, is find an opportunity where San Diego State makes a mistake. Don't lose faith. Cut into this deficit with under 2 minutes left in the half.
Louisville just gets it across the line in time. Final 2 minutes. Broncos would like to take a more sizable bite out of this. Guac. That's a great entry pass from DeGorville.
The weak side was nowhere to be found. Andrew Meadow late on the rotation.
NATO, they'll take the 3, miss it. The Broncos have hit a couple threes, but they missed there. Down 20. DeGorville barrels his way in and hits a bucket.
Boise State's got to get something out of Dylan Andrews. Struggled from the field tonight. 0 of 4.
Meadow strong, bucket, and a foul.
That was a strong finish. Jeez. Threw 2 guys off the spin move. Gonna find ways to get to the middle of the paint, because right now Boise State has lived on the perimeter and it hasn't worked out so well for them this evening.
Yeah, Dixon Waters really hammered him. Under a minute left first half. San Diego State has been brilliant in this half, shooting 67% from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. Rebounds are pretty even, but they forced 9 turnovers from Boise State. Davis against Nato. BJ in full flight, driving, scoring! And he got it up just over the reach of Fielder for that bucket. Andrews. Good rotation. Meadow into the paint again. Missed it. San Diego State probably playing for the last shot here. Under 10. Bird looking. Driving. Bird missed it. And a rebound to Boise State. A dominant first half for the Aztecs of San Diego State in this rivalry game in the Mountain West. Lopsided so far. Brian Dutcher with a 21-point lead going to halftime. Now we send it to Brent Stover and Company in New York for the AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pets. By Fresh Pet, 50-29. Those are not just basketball fans. That's the Milstein family. Judah turned 6 today. He's dancing. They went to the zoo. His sister Sidel. They went to the San Diego Zoo. Anna Milstein, his mom. Of course, Michael Milstein of our CBS Sports crew. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dickow. I wish we went to the zoo today.
It would have been a nice afternoon. Who knows? Legoland's right up the road. SeaWorld 2. Next time we're here in San Diego.
All right. That's a couple weeks away, isn't it? All right. Let's talk about this first half. This is as well as San Diego State has played all year, it feels like. I know they beat Oregon, but, man, that was a complete first half for them.
Well, they got production from everyone who stepped on the floor, but in particular, B.J. Davis, you know what you're going to get from him, and that's instant production off the bench, and he was exactly that tonight. 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field, but what I like most is 6 rebounds in only 12 minutes.
Numbers that worry you if you're Boise State, impress you if you're San Diego State.
Well, the 4 of 19 from the three-point line. Boise State hit their first 2, and then they seem to get married to the three-point line after hitting the first couple. They got a couple late in the half, but you got to find a way to drive the basketball into that paint, make the defense rotate. Andrew Meadow did a nice job late, but it wasn't enough to cut into the deficit.
Let's see if the Aztecs can keep up the scorching percentage from distance and from the field. Oden, Heidi, Bird, along with Harrington and Dixon Waters for the Aztecs. That's a tough shot by Bird, tipped out by Harrington.
It was the defensive possession Boise wanted to start the half, but they couldn't finish it off with a rebound.
Rolling is Heidi, scoring is Heidi.
Well, you get put in that position with Heidi rolling the basket, you've got to foul him. Not a great free throw shooter on the season. Make him earn 2.
Wet spot on the floor.
Great delivery from Dixon Waters. Good job from Heidi keeping the ball high on the catch, but you got to make him earn those 2. Sub 50% from the free throw line on the season, which is a increase, if you can believe that, from a season ago.
There have been some wet spots. I don't know if it's raining outside. This is a great building. I don't think it's leaking, but I think you just got sweaty players.
It is humid here in the building this evening. It's been raining a lot here in San Diego the last couple days. I thought, what was the saying, it never rains in Southern California? That hasn't been true since we've been down here.
Yeah, it's a song from like the 70s, Dan, I think.
Well, there was a remix, I think, in the late 90s, Tony, 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 or Tony, Tone, Tone.
It never rains, it only pours.
Okay, gotcha.
Is the line. It feels like Florida with the humidity outside, and it was, heck, 71, 72 degrees. All right, let's see if the Broncos can figure it out offensively. Buchanan, along with Andrews, and Buchanan goes hard and scores and gets to the line right away.
That's how you break a press. You get the ball to a secondary ball handler and have them attack. Too many times you'll see teams make that initial pass out of a press break and relax, get the ball back to the point guard, and set up your offense. That time Buchanan, a terrific job attacking the rim.
This guy had hip surgeries, plural, in the offseason. The three-point play. Buchanan, the NCAAM All-American out of Indiana Wesleyan in his second year at Boise State. Full-court pressure as well. Dixon Waters races it up the floor. Going hard, baseline drive, and scoops and scores. That's a strong move from a big guard, Reese Dixon Waters, 6'5", 217.
We haven't talked about him much tonight, but he has quietly been very consistent this year. Missed last season with a lower leg injury. He looks all the way back and healthy.
Dylan Andrews.
He needed that one to go 0-4 in the first half with 2 turnovers. He told us his shoot-around, he was really looking forward to tonight's game. Southern California kid has played San Diego State while at UCLA in a number of closed-door scrimmages.
Harrington's miss, Odin's foul.
Rosie Harrington just not quite there on the closeout. Andrews reacts, knocks down a 3.
Harrington with the reach. So 3 early fouls now for San Diego State. And that's 3 fouls on LZ Harrington. Both teams have a lot of depth, so foul trouble probably not an issue at this point in the game. Andrews, that one is in and out. Keene off the great play. Buchanan had his shot blocked by Odin.
Great hands from Odin there.
Meadow strong. No whistle. Held ball. And a reaching foul on Buchanan.
I thought Bird fouled Andrew Meadow on the drive there. But, you know, San Diego State gets the benefit of the doubt more times than not on those kind of plays just because that's what they've created a culture of physical, tough defense.
Are you saying you would not have been getting those calls when you were defending at Gonzaga?
Well, look, you got to know where your strength lies, and my strength lies on the offensive end of the floor.
Yes, it does. I don't know if we had another slip there, but they're bringing the mop up over as Davis went down. No, he didn't slip. It was just a nice slide to avoid running into you.
Running into me?
Yeah, he's headed right to you.
He knew he didn't want to mess with me.
Meadow kicks, corner 3, Keene. That's a rare shot. And he missed it badly. Keene 5 of 20 from distance. Ladoon Guac, who's played really well back in the game, though he did not start, he's come off the bench. Which kind of further adds to that really good bench. There's Keene on steal. That's what he does well. Fielder driving against Guac. He's fouled. 4th team foul in San Diego State. They're just happening by in this game. There's a look at Waugh with the reach. First personal. If you're just happening by, this was a tight game for the first, 8 minutes, 10 minutes?
And Boise State came out, knocked down a couple early threes, as we mentioned, but San Diego State is really locked in defensively. Boise's had a problem getting into the paint, whether it's dribble penetration or screening actions to free up cutters.
Andrews, Heidi got a piece, and it still goes down. Actually, that was Bird who got a piece. Yeah, Boise State was at 15-14 in the first half, and a 28-3 run by the Aztecs put some big distance between the two. Compton's in. Davis cutting to the buckets. Got it up. And the rebound to Aarons. This is Aarons. Poked from behind by Compton. He's playing pretty well for a guy that was sick and may still be sick. Didn't practice. Ryan Dutcher took one look at him and said, just sit there.
Shoot around.
And shoot around. Don't move a lot. Aztecs also playing without Tay Simmons, nursing a bit of a knee injury. Andrews missed the three, and a rebounding foul. It looks like block again. Timeout. A few signs of life for Boise State, but a long way to go down here in San Diego. 54-37. .37, San Diego State. Gas lamp quarter. One of the iconic shots in this great city. Happy New Year, Dan Dickow. Here are your resolutions.
Well, I would love to see college basketball allow coaches to advance the ball on end-of-game timeouts. See the creativity the coaches have, and if the players can convert those opportunities. I'd love to see a timer on officials that monitors. Sometimes it just takes way too much time. And then the 24-second shot clock, it was a bonus when it went to 30. But I would love to become consistent with the NBA as well as FIBA.
All right. Well, you should really be happy now because it's sitting at 20. A little over 4 minutes have escaped. Second half. I think you're right. I think the humidity that we've felt all day here in San Diego is affecting the floor here. Andrews against Compton.
Such an advantage to have Compton be able to switch onto a perimeter with his 7'3" wingspan and quickness laterally. He can keep guards in front.
Nato penetrates, knocked away. Davis pokes it loose. Bird up ahead. Compton can't handle it. And San Diego State turns it right back over.
Miles Bird going for the home run, the touchdown. Not necessary there. That had to have been a perfect pass and an unbelievable catch to convert.
Broncos need a scorer to get hot. Anybody. Nato. That's a three. Got a sweet release. 9 points. And he's hit 3 threes in this game. He's 3 of 5 from distance. This is an 8-0 run right now for Boise State. This is as close as they've been in a long time. They're down 14.
And you got to remember, it's one possession at a time. Keep getting stops, rebound the basketball, and have good organized offensive possessions.
Here's Waters. He has a really good mid-range game.
A terrific usage of the screen. Recognize the defense was getting hung up. Curls into that mid-range jumper you mentioned.
Andrews against Bird. It's off his foot.
Compton's there, but he's not there with Nato raising up on the top of the key. Terrific usage of the screen from Dixon Waters. Wonderful pull-up.
Back to a 16-point lead. An offensive foul. I think it was Guaf.
He tried to set a back screen. It looked as if he stuck his knee out just a little bit.
The good one or the bad one?
The bad one. The one with the brace on it. I'll tell you what, as a defender, that would not feel good running into that knee brace.
That is his third personal. For San Diego State, their 5th team foul. Broncos have just one in this second half. Parolin. Meadow driving strong to the bucket. And Boise State much better offensively here in the second half. The question is, can they dig out of a deep, dark hole? 24 was the biggest lead for the Aztecs.
They've done a much better job handling the pressure, getting into offense, not settling for three-pointers.
Bird will stop and start, and a foul. Carmichael must have gotten under him, and that's 3 free throws. Let's take a look at it.
I don't know about that one. Bird created space. Carmichael tried to recover and contest, but it looked as if maybe barely grazed him a little bit on the arm. My opinion doesn't matter. Official thought it was a foul, 3 free throws.
I think it was on the land. I think it was left foot.
You thought so?
I thought so. We may want to look at that again, because you're a three-point shooter by trade, and that's a sensitive area for officials now, is that landing spot on the 3.
My initial thought was he landed to the side of him, but you are right in regards to there is a landing area a shooter has to be allowed to land within.
Tell me what you think. Left foot.
That is so close. I can plead the 5th, right?
Yes.
I'll do that then.
Yes. Man, it's a big call, right? I mean, it's a huge swing. Missed the 3, then you get to the line. 3 free throws. It's back to a 17-point lead. Aarons lost the ball. That's a turnover.
This is a great learning experience from Aarons. Extremely skilled and talented, but he has not played against this level of physicality.
Compton gets free throws. Aarons trying to get there defensively. It's, you know, you made a good point about Aarons and getting experience. There's no way you can simulate this type of pressure in practice. And the only way you can do it is by playing San Diego State, especially in this building, to, you know, really, truly understand the level of pressure, the level of their physical defense.
We've seen it over the years as we've called games down here. There's 3-4-year college players that struggle against this type of pressure. I think Aarons, as talented as he is, this is a great learning experience. Neto has played, in my eyes, extremely well tonight. I think he's got, you know, potential to be a real cornerstone of what Boise State's trying to build.
Compton has really worked on his free throw shooting. He was at 33% last year. He's at 60% this year. And all that nice work that Boise State had to cut that lead down, it's back to an 18-point game. Neto a 3, got it. And so the threes are starting to drop.
But better movement on the offensive end of the floor for Boise State. Balls getting side to side. They're decisive with their actions.
Compton spinning. He loves that left hand, especially in the low blocks.
That's one of the attack moves I was mentioning in the first half, is the next level progression. Him to be able to score outside of just offensive putbacks and dives.
Oden fouls Buchanan. And Jabin Buchanan gets to the line. This has been an interesting wrinkle for San Diego State and Brian Dutcher in the fact that Makun Guath has been a starter since last year. He was Freshman of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year in the Mountain West. But Guath came off the bench, and Jeremiah Oden started in this game. And it'll be interesting to see if Brian Dutcher sticks to that. Then he would have Guath, P.J. Davis, and Compton all coming off the bench.
That's a heck of a trio to come off the bench.
Those are three guys that will be starting on just about every team, probably every team on this in the Mountain West Conference. That's a tie-up and a timeout. 62-46. San Diego State. Ton of time left here at Viejas. We've seen some smiles out of Dutch tonight. 62-46. San Diego State on top. But for Boise State, they were down 24, a much better second half than first.
It has been a much better second half. I think they've done a better job of getting the ball from side to side, being decisive with their actions, whether it's a cut, a screen, or a dribble attack. But they've got a lot of ground to make up with because this San Diego State team is unbelievably physical, disciplined on that end of the floor. And when you see and talk about the production of guys like Farrell Compton on the offensive end, the growth they've had from year over year, it's going to be a tall task for them to climb back into this.
Of course, San Diego State had that terrific first half. And they're 5 of 9 from beyond the arc here in the second half. Life is good for the Aztecs tonight. And they are still mopping up moisture on a humid night here in San Diego.
I don't understand why colleges always take their timeouts out on the floor as opposed to the NBA where guys go to the bench.
Maybe to get away from the noise, get away from the fans, I'm not sure.
Especially in Viejas, you're far enough away from the crowd. Shouldn't need to.
Good job by Parolin to hold his ground. Compton misses the shot. It's back down to 14. Parolin inside, and he scores. And the Broncos, all of a sudden, there's enough time, Dan, if they continue this, and they can chip away, it's down to 12. And a timeout. Brian Dutcher is thinking about that as well. The Broncos showing signs of life.
They are showing signs of life. Getting it done on the defensive end, pushing it up the floor. Parolin comes through with a big-time bucket to cut it to 12.
That is a super fan there. Super duper fan. 62-50 San Diego State. Arlene Neville, 100 in October.
It's awesome to see her out supporting her Aztecs at the age of 100. So much of it is how young you feel, not what the numbers say.
It's one of the great college basketball venues in the country. I know a lot of people in the East and the Midwest have never been in this arena, but it is terrific. It's always full. It's always bouncing.
And this is without the student section, too.
Miles Bird off the timeout. Shot was altered. Kick loose. And Nato goes down to get it. Holds on. Rolls over. And here come the Broncos. Down by 12. And shooting much better here in the second half.
Hey, their last 5 field goal attempts. See if Buchanan can keep it going.
Oh, he does.
Like that, it's a 9-point game.
Single digits for the first time in forever. 24 was the biggest lead for the Aztecs. And the natives a bit restless here. Sean Newman into the corner. Oden takes a 3 and missed it.
That's the shot, though, that Boise State would like to give up in a possession like that. A corner 3 from Jeremiah Oden. It's not necessarily his strength, but you got to come up with a rebound if you're Boise. Great job from Miles Heide there being active on the weak side glass.
Newman stepped on the out-of-bounds line. And a turnover, and there's momentum here, and you can feel it in this building. I believe this holds just over 12,000, and they're really quiet right now. Now trying to get back into the game. Buchanan thought about three. Odin out on him. Carolyn's been solid. Straight for Nato. Neto, baseline. Strong with the ball, gets in. Bird lost it. Carolyn is fouled. He wasn't shooting, but it's going to be 1-and-1. Brian Detcher starting to pace a little bit.
Carolyn, a tremendous job coming in from the weak side corner. The only issue is you get the rebound at his size underneath, you got to go up with it. Still at the line, shooting 1-on-1, but could have been a 2 free throw opportunity for the Broncos.
He's a graduate transfer from Lehigh and a really good free throw shooter, 81%. And I think hands down everyone agrees the smartest of the Broncos, and he clanks a free throw badly. 24 was the biggest lead. 21 was the halftime lead. Down to 9 here. Dixon Waters got it.
Well, it looked as if Dixon Waters may have sprained his ankle. Andrew Meadow went to double the ball up top, and Waters was on the ground. Gets up, knocks down a three.
Andrews, he buries a three. That's a big answer.
Andrews has been much better here in the second half. 0-4 in the first. That's his second made three here in the second.
We're only halfway through the second half. Boise State down 9. They've outplayed San Diego State here in the second half, but dug themselves such a deep hole. Harrington falling away, gets it. This guy doesn't look like a freshman, a true freshman. Full pressure, lead back to 11. Buchanan takes the three and hits the three. I know Max Rice is in the building. He's the guy that, when he played, always would seem to get hot and bring him back shooting threes. And right now the Broncos, complete opposite from the first half, where they were awful from distance. Dixon Waters, great play by Carolyn to knock it loose. Buchanan, Meadow, his three. Heide has the rebound. 9 minutes left. Heide in the lane, left hand, missed it. Andrews up the floor. Buchanan again. Oh, he hits the three. Here come the Broncos.
Well, you got to find Buchanan as a trail big in transition, especially after he had just hit one a couple possessions ago. What a change of events here at Viejas.
67, 62. 9 of their last 11 field goals for Boise State, many of them threes. And Buchanan's hit a couple of them.
Well, Guath on the first one, guarding the ball handler Buchanan in defensive transition, continues to backpedal, can't close the space in time on the second. Got down into the paint, not able to close out on the catch and shoot trail three.
As badly as Boise State has shot the ball in the first half, obviously, and Buchanan is 6 of 6 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3. He is playing with 3 fouls, but he's got 18 points. He and Meadow both with 18 to lead this charge.
And all 18 of those points for Buchanan come here in the second half.
Boise State in the second half, 12 of 18 from the field, 7 of 11 from 3. And a ton of time here, 8.5 minutes left. P.J. Davis in the backcourt, along with Bird and Harrington and Dixon Waters. This is a small team for San Diego State. And Bird misses a 3, and the Broncos can chip away a little bit more here. Andrews feeds Buchanan. He's got the hot hand. Doubled. They pass out of it. Meadow. A 3 by Andrews. Contact but no whistle. Davis gets in the lane over Nato, and it gets to the line. 24 was the biggest lead. 21 was the halftime lead. It's down to 5 with a lot of time left. 67-62, San Diego State. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, brought to you by Fresh Pets. We're talking about sons of coaches. Mark Few's son, AJ, is on the Boise State staff. And George Carl's son, Kobe Carl. I didn't even need to say George because Boise State fans know what a great player he was for the Broncos long ago. He's now on the staff for Leon Rice. He's the guy that played in the NBA briefly, played in Europe, coached as a head coach in the G League, has been an assistant coach in the NBA as well. That dude was rugged. He would fit in this game.
He would fit very well with this team.
For a guy like Kobe Carl.
Did all the little things, turned himself into a great player. You mentioned a number of NBA stops, high-level European stops, and has become a really trusted coach on Leon Rice's staff.
All right, they're looking at this Buchanan 3 during the timeout. From that angle, it's tough to tell if his foot was on the line. From that angle, it's tough to tell.
Yeah, from that angle, I think his foot is on the line, so the score should be adjusted.
I don't know.
Well, that angle there is a little more difficult.
That's a pretty good look. Remember, the original call was three-point shot.
Wow, he is just a sliver behind that line.
Yeah, I think I don't think you can overturn it, and it looks like there is a sliver there.
You have to be 100% sure to overturn a call.
You don't really get the toe.
So we're back to one of my New Year's resolutions now, though. We got to put the clock on the officials. At least I get one of my 3 done tonight on the first week of the new year.
One thing to keep in mind, though, a lot of times the officials are at the mercy of the technology. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've got the screen there, and sometimes they're not getting the replays they want, and they're not the operators of it. There is an operator there. So sometimes it takes a while because they're not getting the look. And it sounds like that call's going to stand, Dan.
Yes, it is. Officials came over and said that the call will stand. It is a Boise State 3 from Buchanan.
And that happens in football. And Gene Steratore, our good friend, would tell you, sometimes you go to the monitor.
3-point shot made by Boise with 11 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the second half was in fact a 3-point shot. No change in the score.
There you go. Sometimes the officials get to the screen and it's like the machine's not working, it's slow, they don't get the look they want.
Well, it was the third look from our terrific CBS camera crew that was allowed us to be able to confirm that it was a 3. So I do agree with you, Rich. I just want to stick with my New Year's resolution that there needs to be a timer.
There's a lot of value in that, Dan.
Yes.
Stick with those resolutions.
3 days in, I'm good with mine so far.
I did not see you in the gym today, my friend.
That is true. There's still a couple hours left in the day.
Mike Pittman, our producer, was there. All right. 7-point game. Meadow going all the way around the horn there. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and it's going San Diego State's way.
Terrific job defensively from San Diego State to be vertical on the contest. Andrew Meadow tried to create contact, get himself to the line, to no avail.
Lob pass for Compton. Kick into the corner third. And he lost it. Look at Meadow scrambling and out Aztecing San Diego State.
These managers got to get on that wet spot right in front of San Diego State's bench. We've seen a number of issues in front of Boise's.
Andrews kicks. Nato penetrates. Hard to the bucket. Draws contact. Gets to the line. Just under 7 minutes left.
Tell you what, I've been really impressed with Nato throughout the day. For a freshman guard to play at San Diego State with the poise and calm that he has been impressive.
Dixon Waters, rather, and they've got, actually, looking at the score sheet, they had Bloth originally, but I believe it was Dixon Waters with the foul. It's his second. The other part of Nato, he came out of the NBA Academy in Africa, played for the Angolan national team. There's a lot of talent there. Rarely does it come out as polished and as poised as this kid.
He's got a tremendous story in how he was recruited to Boise State. Assistant coach Mike Burns told us today a 31-hour flight to Johannesburg, South Africa in seat 31F. That shows you a little bit about the grind of an assistant coach.
It's tough on the knees.
Well, he couldn't get Boise State to put you in Comfort Plus. He said no, but a couple glasses of red wine on the flight home helped.
They saw him originally, I think, in a showcase in Atlanta, and then it was like, we like this guy. They had a good relationship with the academy over in Africa, and that's when he decided to get on a plane in 31F.
I don't like going 31F when I'm going from Spokane home over to Seattle. That's a 40-minute flight.
It's a 5-point game. It's been a terrific comeback by Boise State, down 24. A ton of time left. This is kind of the game we expected from these two. Bird whips it across. Dixon Waters lobs Compton one-handed.
Terrific catch from Compton.
Back to a 7-point game. Crowd rising now. Fielder calling for it, makes the catch. Up and in. That's a tough bucket from Drew Fielder. The transfer from Georgetown, the Boise native.
Finished with contact and the ability and poise to finish. Terrific. He's been quiet tonight. Only 1 of 4 from the field before that attempt. He's their leading scorer.
Well, the Broncos are getting a hand on a lot of balls right now. Davis driving, left hand, missed it. Fielder the rebound, kicks it out. Andrews in full flight. Meadow on the baseline. Bird with the block.
That's one of the areas Miles Bird was special a year ago. Extra effort on the defensive end of the floor. Getting back in defensive transition, coming up with a block shot.
I think Boise's going to challenge this right now. They looked at their tablet. They're looking, I think, for a flagrant there on Compton. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm still trying to take another look at what that might be.
Yeah, and they just said 5 White is the player they want on this challenge.
And Leon Rice, within earshot, said to Kobe Carl, he pushed him. So I would imagine you're right, Rich, that is what the officials are going to take a look at. And we're back to my monitor.
The previous play is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
They are taking a look to make sure was or was not a potential flagrant foul. So there's a little confusion here because Leon Rice signaled for a challenge, but you can't challenge.
But you can't appeal.
Yeah.
Right?
So the officials are taking another look at it. So take a look.
Compton coming up right at the free throw line.
Yeah, it would be Compton pushing Drew Fielder in transition. So nowhere in the initial play of Bird with the block shot, directly straight ahead in your monitor is what they're taking a look at. That should be a flagrant one. Could even be a flagrant two, to be honest with you, because there was,
and you're right,
nothing in regards to a basketball play there.
Boise State went through all the protocol there. Their assistant looked at the tablet, which you can do. And then Leon Rice said, I want to challenge that, but you're right, it's an appeal, it's not a challenge. And the officials can go to look for flagrant.
Yeah, that might actually be a flagrant two, which would be, he is done for the night. I mean, you get a look at the difference between a flagrant one and an F2.
I don't know if it's severe and extreme. If it is one, I would cast my ballot on a flagrant one if in fact they are going in that direction.
Well, I take a look at, when I see that, I think of the play a couple of years ago in the NBA when one of the Morris brothers came up and pushed Nikola Jokic from behind. Very similar. Granted, he got him from the side, so maybe it doesn't look as much with whiplash, but I would not be surprised. It's at least an F1. It might be an F2.
I don't know if that was in fast motion, but it looked more severe there. And it looks more severe in that motion. Can we see that in real time? The officials now are going to, can we see it in real time rather than slow motion and all of that? I don't know if that was real time.
So not watching the ball, but watching Drew Fielder and
after
Farrell
review,
Compton.
it's been determined that there is not a flagrant foul on the previous possession. As a result of the review, Boise will be charged a timeout.
So one official just came to us and said he will not lose a timeout because it's an appeal. Is that right? I thought he lost.
That's what I heard from the official, and that's how I understand that. I'm shocked. I mean, that's not a normal block out or kind of veer in front of someone in defensive transition.
And it should be noted that you cannot call a foul like in the NBA on a review like that. Fielder, he hits a three. Forget about that call. Boise State picks themselves up, dusts themselves off. Fielder, the guy that got blasted, hits the three, and it's a 2-point game.
That's a way to respond if you're Drew Fielder.
Davis, back cut, dunk.
Terrific pass, but even better patience for LZ Arrington, knowing that out of that dead ball, they were going to run a backdoor situational play. Terrific execution for the Aztecs.
4-point lead for San Diego State. Again, the Aztecs were up 24 in this game. Buchanan's been red hot. Bird, a great defender. Buchanan gets in. That's a tough bucket. Strong man is Jamin Buchanan. 73-71.
Miles Bird couldn't have done anything different defensively. Buchanan just made a great shot.
4.5 left here. Viejas Arena, where the Aztecs are so good at home. Ball's tipped. Heidi lost it. It stays with San Diego State. I mean, the Bird is an elite defender. And Buchanan just kind of shrugged him off. 11 to shoot. Dixon Waters against Buchanan. Oh, he really forced the shot. Nato up the floor. Nato gets under and scores! And the Broncos down 24 have come all the way back to tie it at 73. 4 minutes left here on the Mesa in San Diego. Unbelievable. Harrington 3. Knocked out of bounds. That's a Bronco basketball. This has been a Broncos second half. 24 the biggest lead. 21 was the halftime lead. And right now this game is tied 73. 73.
Execution in the half court, but here in transition. Meadow, the terrific finish. Don't go anywhere. This ending will be spectacular.
Keys to the game brought to you by Fresh Pet. We revisit these. Had them in the first half. Dan, what do you think?
Well, this has been a tremendous second half comeback from Boise State. They've stuck with their game plan to win, and that was rebound the basketball and take away transition opportunities for the Aztecs. They've done just that for the Aztecs. In the first half, they forced 9 Boise State turnovers, only 3 here in the second half. When they've done that, they've gotten offensive opportunities in transition and make threes. Hit 6 of them in the first half. Here in the second, 1 of 5.
Boise State, 64% from the field in the second half. 61% from 3 in the second half. 24 was the biggest lead in the first half. Halftime, it was 21. And it's a Bronco basketball, 3:41 left.
San Diego State has a lineup out there that can switch 1 through 5 defensively.
Lead changes. A lot of those lead changes came early in the game. In fact, all of them did. 15-14 was the last lead for the Broncos. Andrews against Oden. Fielder. Rising is Andrews. Kick out Meadow. And they missed 2 opportunities to reclaim the lead. Now the Aztecs try to recapture what was a brilliant first half. San Diego State shot 65% themselves in the first half. Dixon Waters, corner 3! Big shot for San Diego State.
Right in front of the San Diego State bench.
Buchanan, that's a bucket! That's a bucket.
It looks as if he was going to count it as a bucket. The question might be is, will it be continuation because it was off 1 foot?
It should be, with the new rule this year, that should be a bucket. There's the foul. There's the gather. I don't know what. I don't think they've counted it. He was well outside the circle. I think that's what San Diego State wants them to look for. So this should be 2 free throws from Buchanan. Now Boise State wants to appeal, and you can review this, right? But not the shot, not the foul and the continuation.
Correct.
You can only review the circle, which is what San Diego State wants them to look at.
And they did count it.
Well, they did count it. And a free throw has tied it again, 76-76.
That made free throw allows Boise State to pick up their pressure again. It's really kind of gotten to San Diego State down the stretch. They haven't gotten into good offense the way they did in the first half.
2.5 minutes left. Dixon Waters missed.
Tough shot.
Buchanan offside rebound. Boise State trying to get the lead for the first time since early in the first half. Down 24, they've tied it. Dylan Andrews, the UCLA transfer. This is Meadow. Meadow's got 20. Buchanan's got 23. Nato in deep. Andrews driving. Andrews left hand. Won't go. Rebound ripped down by Odin of San Diego State.
What a rebound from Odin in traffic.
$1:40 left. Davis. Nato, the freshman, drawing a tough assignment there. Dixon Waters. Kick back. Odin takes the three and missed it. And the tip, Compton's got it. Ball is loose. Davis at three. Got it.
Wow. Farrell Compton on the offensive glass. Digging out an extra possession for the Aztecs.
What a sequence for San Diego State.
Farrell Compton keeping that ball alive and then tipping it back to B.J. Davis as he's falling to the floor.
So it's back to a three-point lead for the Aztecs. And these guys drawing the floor have had a busy night.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's very humid in this building. Humid in San Diego today with rain, and it's been fairly warm. Crowd back in the game. See the shooting percentage in the second half.
On Boise State, I'm going to David Buchanan. He's been special here in the second half.
Fielder breaks loose. Fielder is fouled. That's a strong move to the rim, and he's got free throws coming. Dixon Waters with the foul, his third. Fielder's first free throw of the night, and he misses it. Inside College basketball is coming up here on CBS Sports Network. A busy Saturday in college hoops. This is the last game of the night in the Mountain West. It was a blowout early. A 24-point lead by San Diego State. Boise State has tied it twice, and now they draw back within two. $1:10 left. In front of a frenzied crowd, as always, at Viejas Arena. Davis against the freshman Nato. Davis driving to the baseline. That's a three, and it misses badly. Broncos trying to save it. Timeout called for, I believe. Now it's a held ball. I thought Meadow was trying to call for a timeout. The Broncos are going to get the ball anyways with the arrow. 51 seconds left.
Boise State actually dodges a bullet there because they were trying to call timeout before the tie-up. They would have gotten the ball regardless. What a battle between these two teams. Both expected to challenge for a Mountain West Conference title this year. Boise State looked dead in the water. They have put together a tremendous comeback.
And just to reiterate that, Fortune, they don't have a timeout. So if Boise State is out of timeout, San Diego State has just one.
Something to keep an eye on is Boise State still has a foul to give if they need it.
It's a good call.
Eagles with the ball down 2. 45 seconds left. They come from 24 back. Andrews against Bird. Meadow feeds the post. Fielder in trouble. Doubled. He throws it away. Bird has the ball. Bird to the bucket. Aztecs will bring it back out. Shot clock, game clock, almost exactly the same. And a foul there.
Well, San Diego State is known for doubling on almost every single post catch to start again the game. Then you change things up throughout. Hasn't doubled in a while, but they come with a big-time double team resulting in the turnover. Miles Bird the steal. Good job running some extra clock off for the Aztecs.
All right, so that was the foul to give. And Brian Dutcher smartly is going to get Compton out of the game. He's not a great free throw shooter. He gets Harrington in there in his place. So he's got his best free throw shooters out there. They're going to need to foul.
Nato's got to get up there and foul.
And Davis is fouled. So the lead's 2. 18 seconds left. Davis is one of the best free throw shooters in the free world.
He's almost automatic. 92% on the year, 43 of 47. Although he's 3 of 4 tonight.
More substitutions. Compton is back in. Yeah, 91.5%. And he's taken a ton of them. $18 seconds left. Again, Boise doesn't have a timeout. San Diego State has one. Sure what's happening here.
As the delay of game warning, Nato ran into the free throw area to begin tying his shoe. Giving the Broncos a few extra seconds to get organized. What they want to do.
Oh, he missed it! The front end of the 1-and-1.
No timeout.
79-77. Nato going strong. Fielder with the bucket to tie the game at 79. 10 seconds left. One timeout for San Diego State. Up the floor comes Davis. Racing in the lane. Shot on the way. No good. Tipped back out. This is Andrews for the win. Got it. Oh, he missed. Just missed it. Oh.
What a finish here at Viejas.
Wow.
And we get another 5 minutes of this.
He had a 15-footer to win it, and he just missed it. Oh, in and out. Overtime coming.
Terrific recognition of just how much time he had left on the clock. Just a shade to the right, doesn't fall through.
So close. What a game. Overtime in the Mountain West. Dylan Andrews, a 15-footer for the win. Halfway down and then out.
But you've got to think, heading into this overtime period, momentum's on Boise State's side, the way that they have come back from 21 down at half, 24 in that first half. Tremendous performance, David Buchanan, all 23 of his points in that second half.
Here we go. Been a great ride tonight.
First possession, San Diego State. Harrington to Davis. Compton wants the ball in the low block. And a whistle and a foul. That's an offensive foul on San Diego State on a moving screen. That's a tough one. Buchanan spinning. Buchanan scores! Wow, the game of his life. Buchanan's got 20.
What a move. Gets the defender on his hip, spins back in the other direction.
He's not missed a shot tonight. 7 of 7. And the first lead since Boise State was up 15-14. They feel like they have all the momentum. They've taken the crowd out right now. Dixon Waters, big left hand, one go, tip no, rebound, fielder. Nato up the floor, across the floor, Meadow the catch. Gathers, and that's a block. A block on Harrington. That's his 4th for the freshman point guard. Free throws coming.
Should have been a no call in my estimation.
Andrew Meadow at the line. They may amend the Buchanan totals. He's got 25 in this game. Meadow's got 21.
Something to keep an eye on is Farrell Compton, a bad free throw shooter, gets subbed out, but Miles Heide, not a great free throw shooter himself. If he gets an offensive rebound or an opportunity on a pick and roll opportunity where he might score, Boise State could look to foul.
And it's 83-79 now. 4-point Boise State lead. Davis baseline. Finds Oden for the dunk. How sweet is that?
Great job from B.J. Davis to accept the downing of the pick and roll and find the cutting Jeremiah Oden.
Buchanan, that's an ambitious lob, and it was up around the rim. The fielder couldn't hold it. Davis races up the floor. We're in overtime. One of the biggest comebacks in Boise State history. Down 24. In overtime now. And a bad pass there. And a turnover by San Diego State.
That's just one of those time and score type of possessions. Risk reward. And Dixon Waters tries to thread the needle to Heide. Even if he catches it, not a great free throw shooter. Fielder probably would have fouled and put him at the line. Keep the ball in Davis' hands. Let him play out a pick and roll.
Buchanan is 9 of 9 from the field. He's not missed a shot in this one.
San Diego State gets the ball out of his hands immediately on that low block.
Fielder trying to get the ball in the low blocks. Bird is on him. Shot clock down to 5. Buchanan against Oden, the bigger man, falling away. Oh, 10 of 10. What a clutch shot. 85-81. Javen Buchanan, the NAIA All-American, his second year at Boise State.
Struggled in the first 2 league games, only 2 and 4 tonight. He has been on a tear, 27, all made 10 field goals.
Dixon Waters against Buchanan, falling away. Tip is out. Boise State has it. Buchanan holds, gives to Andrews. Approaching 2 minutes left in overtime. It's the biggest lead of the game for Boise State at 4. Nato. Driving. Ball's tipped. That's a foul. Bird was reaching. Heide was reaching. We'll see who gets it.
I think it was Dixon Waters. On the strong side corner on the drive. We'll see what the official says. Keep an eye on the left side of the... Right there. Yeah, Dixon Waters.
Nato gets 2, hits the free throw. 67% on the season. Remember that missed front end of the 1-and-1 by P.J. Davis, who is the best free throw shooter in the Mountain West, one of the best in the country, at over 90%. That opened the door late in regulation. And now Boise State has their biggest lead, and San Diego State needs buckets. Davis slips. I'm not sure what the call is. Why did they stop? Oh, it's a foul. It's a trip on Nato. We've seen players slipping. I don't think
that was.
Yeah.
The screener, Heidi, didn't even look like he got a piece of Nato. It looked as if B.J. Davis just slipped, and that's been a constant occurrence with how slick this floor has been.
Nato is saying he has only 4 fouls. Our stats monitor has him with 5. Fielder comes back in. Another look. Let's see. That's not a trip. And that was the call. The call was a trip. That's not a trip.
Well, part of Boise State's complaint, too, was the baseline official was the one who made it. He had the worst view of all 3 officials on the floor.
I mean, if anything, it's a foul for a push, but I didn't see much of that. It's a break here, and let's see if the Aztecs can take advantage of it. Davis has hit the first free throw.
Made free throw allows them to pick up and full court pressure as well.
It's a lot of time left, about 40 left. And Nato had played really well here in the second half. And a lot of pressure on Dylan Andrews. Buchanan wasn't looking when that pass was thrown. Fielder takes a 3. Missed it. Offside rebound. This is Davis. Opportunity for the Aztecs. Down 4 here. Bird driving. Bird fouled. And he gets to the line.
This is where Bird's at his best. Attacking in transition, he understands the way the game is being called. Put the official in a bind having to make a decision.
Bird misses a free throw. Fielder has the rebound for Boise State. Boy, if San Diego State loses this game, they're going to look back at those free throws, and Bird picks up a foul a long way from the bucket. And now he's limping. I would guess there were a lot of viewers tonight that left this game when it was a 24-point lead for San Diego State.
This is a silly mistake right at half court for Miles Bird.
Andrews at the line. Remember, he missed that jump shot from right about there. They could have won the game in regulation. Free throw is good. Lead is stretched to 5. Here's your foul trouble. Harrington and Dixon Waters with 4. Nato is out. Buchanan's got 3. David Buchanan, 27 points, 10 of 10 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3. He and Andrew Meadow have been spectacular in this comeback. Career highs for both of them. 28 for Buchanan, 24 for Meadow. Davis driving. And he lost the ball on his way up, but he was fouled. And so the whistle is kind of extending this game. 89-83, Boise State lead.
He just lost the ball going up. There's not much contact there. And sometimes you've got to take an advantage when you get the whistle in your favor. B.J. Davis at the line. Again, made free throw allows them to set up pressure.
Bangs home a couple free throws. So it's a 4-point lead for Boise State. 1 minute left, full court pressure. Keene dumps it off to Andrews. Working against Davis. Andrews at midcourt has a really good hander. 2-year starter at UCLA. Andrews gets by Davis. Andrews scoops it up. Missed it. Ball's tipped. Bird has it. Davis on the move. Rises. Missed the three. Ball's in the air. Whistle. Heidi goes down. And we'll see. It looks like this is a foul on Boise State or simply a San Diego State ball.
I think it's a foul on Parolin.
If it's Heidi at the line, he's not a good free throw shooter. And it is. He's going to get 2. And Parolin did shove him.
This is where Boise State, knowing that Heidi is not a great free throw shooter, will have 2 attempts on that second one. You have to make sure you block out, secure the rebound on a miss.
Again, down the stretch, San Diego State has not helped themselves out at the free throw line. Much to the frustration of Brian Dutcher. He missed them both. Parolin has the rebound.
Gonna have to foul if you're San Diego State.
And Andrews is fouled. 28 seconds left. The lead's 4. Just an amazing comeback by Boise State.
They were dead in the water.
24 down in the first half. 21 down at halftime.
They had no semblance of any type of flow on the offensive end of the floor. The pressure for San Diego State really disrupted them when they went on that 28-3 run.
Andrews coolly knocks in a free throw. Aztecs obviously going to be hunting possibly for a 3.
He misses this one. I still think you can quickly get the floor up and search for a 2. If he makes it, you pretty much tied into having to go for a 3.
He makes it. Let's see if they can get a 3. Davis up the floor. He's going to try to get the bucket right now, and he does. That's a nifty move and a timeout quickly. 21 seconds left, so it's a 91-87 game. The lead is 4.
Well, I say you got to go for a 3 in that situation. That's unless you can't get to the basket in about 4.5, 5 seconds. Tremendous job from B.J. Davis in attacking the rim. Poor defensive transition there from Boise State.
You know, the funny thing about this, Dan, is that when people asked us what we thought this game was going to look like, I think we both thought it was going to be like in the 50s.
Yeah, we both thought it was going to be a lower scoring game. We thought it was going to be a rock fight, which it has been, but we didn't think there was going to be one team jumping out to an enormous lead and then another valiantly coming back. If you're Boise State, you've got to make sure you have great spacing on this baseline full court out of bounds. Come to the basketball, expect a quick trap or someone from the Aztecs to gamble, go for a steal, anticipate a foul after that initial steal attempt, and calmly step to the free throw line.
Keene has not attempted a free throw this year. Meadow is a 65%er. So those are probably the guys you want to foul. Andrews is really good. He's almost 85%, and he is the guy that ends up getting fouled. Andrews is 6 of 6 from the free throw line. And this, this is shaping up to be one of the greatest comebacks in Boise State basketball history. Down 24 at San Diego State on the Aztecs' home floor.
This is a place where San Diego State hardly ever loses. One of the best home court advantages in all of college basketball.
First free throw good. 5-point game.
Again, if Andrews hits this second free throw, I think you absolutely have to go for a three. It's about 9-second differential from the last time B.J. Davis pushed the ball up the floor. With Boise State defensively in transition, keep them in front, contest without fouling.
8 of 8 is Andrews from the line, 16 points in this game, 5 assists. Carolyn comes in for defense and rebounding. And let's see if they go for a three, if they can get it quickly. Davis, no, he's going to race it up the floor. That one's swatted. Harrington, that's one of 3. Got it, sir. San Diego State gets the 3. Now Burns, I believe their last time out. And it's 93-90, and there's 11 seconds left.
Parallel with the big-time block there, but that was one of those situations where you almost wish you would have missed the block shot, had it go up on the rim and just crash the glass.
So, obviously looking for someone to foul. They want to keep the ball in Andrews' hands. It's hard to keep it out of his hands. As I noted, Keene, who was in that last inbounds, he was the inbounder, has not attempted a free throw this year. Meadow is a 65%er. Fielder is a 71%er. Buchanan's an 80%er.
So if they line up similarly to how they did the last time, Keene is the inbounder. He's got the trust of Leon Rice to make that decision in this situation, but I wouldn't be surprised if San Diego State maybe doubles Dylan Andrews, because he's 8 of 8 from the line, as you mentioned. Try to funnel the ball possibly to Andrew Meadow, who on the season right around 65% from the line.
Meadow is 5 of 6 tonight. Buchanan is 3 of 4 tonight, and as we've noted, Dylan Andrews is 8 of 8. Just an amazing turn of events here in San Diego. I mean, the Aztecs played maybe their best half of basketball this year in the first half. They were up by 24 at one point. They were up by 21 at the half. Keene, long throw. Davis picks it off. They've got time. They need a 3. Davis looking for space. Crosses over. Rises. Oh!
Most coaches up 3, clock winding down, will foul. I don't know if there's a miscommunication between the bench and the 5 that were out there, but what a shot from B.J. Davis.
Unbelievable.
Well, first off, if you're going to throw that full court pass, you can't throw it short. You've got to throw it long, put some air under it, and allow Meadow the opportunity to make a play.
I will say this, Dan, especially after Notre Dame Cal last night, both coaches talked about the difficulty of fouling when you're up 3 now with the new continuation rule, which resulted in a couple of 4-point plays in key games yesterday in college basketball.
There is a lot of credibility to that. But if you see how B.J. Davis pushes the ball up the floor, he's in the scoring position, 5-6 seconds left. You can foul early when he was retreat dribbling.
Everybody take a big deep breath. We're going to the second overtime on an incredible night in San Diego. Boise State was down 24. They came back. They had a shot at the buzzer in regulation to win it. And it looked like it was going down, and then it didn't. And on to overtime. And they had a 6-point lead. Until they hit a 3, stole an inbound pass, and hit a 3 to get to the second overtime.
This is again where NATO fouling out really hurt Boise State. I thought he did a tremendous job handling this pressure. Puts all the responsibility on Dylan Andrews' shoulders to get him into good offense.
Pearson Carmichael off the bench. He hadn't played a whole lot since that first half. Buchanan, that's the first missed shot for him. Offensive rebound. And I believe a shot clock violation. It is. San Diego State ball.
Man, a third of the fans left Viejas when it looked as if San Diego State was dead in the water. I hope they got home in time to be able to watch the forcing of a second overtime.
Didn't draw iron. That is a great call by the officials. Harrington, Davis, Bird, Heidi, Oden for San Diego State. Boy, Harrington was open on a back cut. Davis travels. I know there's the Euro step is popular at times, but that was...
well, that's where you defensively stay with your principles. Drew Fielder, a terrific job switching on that dribble handoff action, not allowing B.J. Davis an angle to turn the corner.
That was from a different continent, I think, than the Euro step. Buchanan, Carmichael, Fielder. That's a straight-on 3 from Andrews. He missed it badly. Bird away with it. Driving is Bird. Fouled. Shot was blocked. Bird goes down. Slides off the court. And I think they're going to call this a 2-shot foul.
2 great defensive possessions from San Diego State. The second one allows Bird to get out in transition.
It's a nice play by Meadow, but it looked like Meadow held him.
Definitely contact on the way up.
Carmichael apparently got the foul, his 3rd. So here's Bird to the line. Aztecs on the night. 17 of 26 now. Broncos much better. 21 of 25 from the free throw strike. There's your foul trouble. Aztecs have a couple more. Harrington and Dixon Waters with 4. Bird comes out. Dixon Waters back in. And it's a 1-point lead for San Diego State. Second overtime in San Diego. The missed 15-footer to win it. The end of regulation for Boise State after a furious 24-point comeback and a 3-pointer at the end of the first overtime to extend it by San Diego State here to the second overtime.
Got to switch now. Davis on Fielder.
Fielder gets Heidi in the air, and a baby hook missed it. Dixon Waters with the rebound.
Well, they got what they wanted there, but Heidi, a good job coming over from the weak side to contest.
Dixon Waters. Driving. Harrington on the baseline. Oh, that's a sweet shot. Elsie Harrington, the true freshman. Steal by Harrington. Elsie Harrington, my goodness. What a sequence. A fadeaway, a steal, a spinning bucket. The true freshman out of Long Beach. The lead is 5 for San Diego State.
Big-time poise from the freshman. The second time tonight he's been able to take advantage of a back cut opportunity to fade away over the top, but then the awareness to come back and get the steal before the acrobatic finish over the outstretched arm of Javen Buchanan. San Diego State looked as if they were dead with about a minute left in the first overtime, has taken a commanding lead here in the second.
I mean, such emotional swings here on both benches, right? Aztecs 24-point lead, cruising, played great in the first half. Held the lead for almost the, 10, 12 minutes? And like a double-digit type lead going into the second half. Then the furious comeback by Boise State from 24 down all the way to tie the game. And then to have a 15-footer, a clear shot to win it, go down and then out to get to overtime. Then San Diego State's down 6. With 10 seconds left, it looks like they're going to lose. And they get a pair of threes. They had a steal after the first 3. And here we are in double overtime.
You San Diego State, just be solid with your defensive principles. Boise State has not been as fluid on the offensive end of the floor here in the second overtime.
Parallel screens. Andrews against Oden.
Up against the shot clock again.
Buchanan takes a look at the clock. Gets into the lane. Heidi rises. Shot missed. Rebound. Parallel. He's fouled. What a rebound there by Dominic Parallel, the graduate transfer from Lehigh. The foul's on Oden. And it's his 4th personal. Now, wait a minute. Does Oden have 5? We have him at 4. The stats page has him with 5. So Oden is back. The stats monitor has 5. Oden thinks he has 4. And now he comes back out of the game. Parallel, 81% free throw shooter, but he missed one badly early in the game, and he knocks that one in. 98-95. 3-point lead. San Diego State with the ball. Approaching 2 minutes left. Second overtime.
Expect the ball, though, to eventually end up with B.J. Davis.
Bird off the handoff. Tough pass. Harrington's had some big moments here in the second overtime. Bird, clean 3. And a rebound to the point guard, Dylan Andrews. Up the floor, Buchanan. Double there. Harrington. Kick that. Fielder of 3. Got it! Huge shot! Boise State has tied it again.
Big-time play from Dylan Andrews to drag the secondary defender of Fielder just far enough to give Fielder space to knock down that 3.
Big blow after big blow. These two rivals in the Mountain West trading him right now. Davis driving. Can't finish. Parallel rebound. Chance to take the lead now for Boise State. We're under a minute left, second overtime. This game has been won and lost, it feels like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, here we are in the second overtime. Andrews gets a screen against Heidi. Clock's down. That's a 3. Missed it. Rebound to Davis. Shortest man on the floor. One of the biggest rebounds of the night. 98-98. Shot clock differential at 2.
I'd expect the ball to be back in Davis' hands in a high pick and roll, forcing second overtime with that last three.
Shot clock, game clock, Melton.
In Boise State, you have to finish possession with a rebound if he misses.
He lost the ball, loose on the floor. Fielder has it, no whistle, half-court heave. On to the third overtime. Unbelievable.
Boise State, step-up pick-and-roll action. Gets enough space for Fielder to knock it down. Forcing the third turnover after a tremendous defensive stance from the Broncos.
All right, once again, everybody take a deep breath. On to the third overtime after this. 98-98 in the Mountain West. Really hard to recap this game in a timely fashion. It's been crazy. Boise State had an early lead in this game. San Diego State then went up 24. Boise State came back to tie it. Both teams have had chances. This was the end of regulation. It went down and it went out. And on we went to the first overtime. Down 3, a steal. PJ Davis, they needed 3 to tie to get to the second overtime. Against Meadow, no foul. That's the 3. Second overtime. Broncos need a 3. Fielder bangs one home. And here we are in the third overtime. Brian Dutcher, Leon Rice, rivals. So many tight games. Oden is back on the floor. They are saying he's, remember we had him with 5. He went out of the game.
What does it say on the stat sheet that we get at each media timeout?
Well, it had 5 on the stat monitor.
And it has him on 5 here on our...
On the official stat sheet, it has 5. Well, he must have 4 because he's back in. Third overtime. Meadow. Bucket. 3 from the corner.
San Diego State didn't get organized defensively after losing the jump ball. Leaves Meadow wide open in the corner. Knocks it down directly in front of his bench.
Meadow 25. That's a career high. Harrington driving, rising, came up short. Knocked it loose, has the rebound. Corner 3, missed it. Andrews has the board for Boise State's third overtime in San Diego. The end of regulation. The end of the first overtime. The end of the second overtime. Just crazy. Fielder drives through and hammers it home. Oh, man, the Boise native who went to Georgetown decided he wanted to play somewhere else. A long talk with Leon Rice, and he knew he wanted to come home, and man, what a night he's had here.
No post-double from San Diego State, which is the norm, and Fielder makes him pay.
Dixon Waters cut off. Oden takes a 3. Oden hits a 3! Unbelievable! Jeremiah Oden. 2-point lead. Ball's loose. Parolin has it. Fielder thought about a 3. Andrews launches. Missed it. Scramble for the ball. It's tipped. Where's it going? That's a San Diego State ball.
No post double. Drew Fielder makes Farrell Compton pay. Authoritative finish with two hands before Jeremiah Oden comes back. Knocks down a straightaway three.
Oden, who has risen from the dead, so to speak.
Yeah, everybody thought he fouled out, but the official said no, it was only 4. They couldn't determine who it went off of.
And it looked like it went off of Meadow.
It does on second look, yes.
Again, they're mopping up the floor. It's been a very humid day in San Diego. It doesn't happen that often. And inside, they've really had to dry the floor a lot.
Good call from the official.
Harrington now. Rises. Oh, he hits! That's a 2. This game's tied.
Harrington has made timely buckets. Goes in the second now, and now third overtime.
Under 3 minutes left. Third overtime. This could go down as one of the greatest games in Mountain West history. Buchanan missed the 3. Heidi tipped back. Ball's out of bounds. And he got Heidi down. Keene was involved. I haven't seen a signal as to whose ball this is.
It looked as if both Keene and Heidi were trying to foul each other.
Now you can... Well, Heidi with a good hip check there. This is obviously going to be reviewed. The officials right now, have you seen a signal at all?
I haven't.
Keep in mind that these officials have been running around all night too in their third overtime. Right. It's under review for a flagrant 1, and he said upgrade. Does that mean that there was a foul call?
The previous play is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
All right, the first official told us, Dan, flagrant foul upgrade. Now that was just a clean, they're looking for a flagrant.
Get another look at it. They call them, I'm guessing, I'm looking at it again, it would be on Heidi as the foul and for potential upgrade to an F1 on Heidi.
I get that, but I did not see any foul call.
I didn't either.
Let's watch.
So you see the hip check there.
Because the official kind of got jostled there. I mean, it looked like a foul. They're looking for a... Now, we were told by one official they're looking for a flagrant upgrade, which would indicate that there was an original foul call. But the announcement by Michael Irving, and here comes an official here.
After review, there is no flagrant foul.
All right, so there is a foul, and it's going to send Keene to the line.
Yeah, so correct. The foul was on Heidi. They went to potentially upgrade it to a flagrant 1. And in this situation, with how this game has been, I feel that that is the right call. It puts Keene at the line where he has not shot a single free throw all season long.
He's a great glue guy. He's not a great shooter. 2:29 left here. So we were handed a note saying that a foul on Compton was given to Oden, and then later, and Keene hits a big free throw, and later the official score changed that to give Compton a foul and take one away from Oden. The official stats monitors had Oden with 5. So just to clear that up. 2 big free throws from R.J. Keene. He looked pretty good from the line there.
He looks comfortable. He hasn't shot a single free throw all season long. I'm sure Boise State fans were a little nervous before those two.
Harrington, Davis, who hit that big three to get it to the second overtime. Spinning, Heidi, and got it! And he's fouled!
But in that situation, if you're Boise State, why not foul Miles Heidi? Struggles at the free throw line. If he holds up to his averages, he's making 1 of 2.
Heidi tonight has been to the line, and he's 0 of 2. He's well below 50% on the season, right around 45, 44. And he's 0 of 3 in this game. 105, 105. 3 overtimes, 2 of the best defensive teams on the West Coast. Boise State and San Diego State are in the hundreds.
And they've got both teams have big-time plays on the offensive end being made. Do we have a 4th overtime coming, Rich?
Buchanan wants it against Davis. Oh, it's off of Buchanan. Turnover. San Diego State gets the ball.
You can never relax offensively against San Diego State. Whether it's an entry pass or it's squaring up against the defender, they always have active hands.
Bird. Driving, Bird, dishes, Heidi down low, got another one! Miles Heidi's hit some big buckets here.
Back-to-back big-time finishes in the lane.
And Bird is hurt right now. Buchanan drives. Contact and a foul. Buchanan gets to the line. Bird right now, we've seen him a couple times limp. I don't know if it's a cramp. It feels like he's favoring and grabbing that left hamstring.
Well, earlier it looked as if he was favoring a calf, but with this humidity, that's a good guess that it could be a cramp of some sort.
That's a brilliant pass by Bird. Heidi is getting some big buckets from in tight.
Oh, right on the landing after making that pass, immediately grabs for that left hamstring.
Big free throws from Buchanan, 80% free throw shooter. Hits the first. And Bird in obvious distress right now. Buchanan ties it. With 4 straight free throws hit by Boise State. And now the Aztecs. Davis, Harrington. Dixon Waters off the screen. Doubled. Heidi now. Elsie Harrington, the 4-star true freshman. Baseline. Dixon Waters. And that's a foul. Free throws for San Diego State. Carolyn, the lean, I think, got him. I mean, his hands were up, but man, he bodied him.
Just a tad bit late in rotation. Dixon Waters, a nice job making sure that call was made by the official.
That's a good way to say it, man. Well done. Really good free throw shooter. Close to 90% is Dixon Waters. And he misses that one. It's a 1-point game. 108-107. Third overtime, 35 seconds left. Boise State wants a timeout, and they get it. What a thrill ride of a game. From a 24-point lead by the Aztecs, a furious comeback by Boise State, who missed the open 15-footer to win it. They went down and out at the end of regulation. And then thrilling ends to the first and the second overtimes. An improbable 6-point comeback, but I believe it was 11 seconds left by San Diego State at the end of that first overtime to get to the second overtime.
Well, what you're seeing is two teams that year in and year out compete for Mountain West League title. They are playing with a ton of pride. We might have the game of the week or the year in week 1.
Obviously, they are working on Bird that it looks like left hamstring. Whether it's a cramp or a hamstring injury, we're not sure. But he's a valuable guy not to be on the floor right now. He's their best on-ball defender, for sure. And a good three-point shooting threat, and a guy who can get to the rim when you need him to.
I would expect another pick and roll, whether on the side or up top with Andrews and Fielder. That's what they ran, where Andrews was able to create enough space for Fielder to knock down that three to force the last overtime.
Dylan Andrews handled the ball pretty well tonight. Keen coming around the bend. Fielder, baseline against Heidi. Gets in, shoulders in, gets it up, and it's out of bounds, and it's going to San Diego State with 14 seconds left. And now, obviously, a foul, and even the 2 free throws, you got a chance to tie it with your Boise State.
Tremendous defensive possession and stance there from Miles Heidi. Drew Fielder looked as if he tried to create contact and lost it on his way up.
Bird's back in, 14 seconds left.
San Diego State, you got to come back to the basketball and anticipate a foul.
And it's Harrington who's going to go to the line. The true freshman, 73% on the season. Harrington's 3 of 4 in this game. Is there another improbable finish to this overtime? 12 seconds left. San Diego State, after blowing a 24-point lead, after looking like they were going to get beat at the end of regulation, looking like they were going to get beat at the end of the first overtime, somehow surviving both. And now they have an opportunity to win the game in the third overtime. All right, Dan, if he hits this, are you fouling to prevent a 3?
Yes, but making sure it's not in the motion of shooting. So if you're Boise State, get the ball off the floor as quickly as you can. You still have time to score a quick 2. We saw that with B.J. Davis in that first overtime.
Timeout. San Diego State, they want to talk about this. Remember, Boise State didn't foul up 3, end of first overtime. And B.J. Davis hit the 3 that sent us to the second overtime. But again, I reference the Notre Dame Cal game. Cal was down 3. The new rule, the continuation. There's much more runway for a shooter who's getting fouled and starts to gather to shoot, to have that called a shooting foul. And that's the danger now. And both coaches today, we asked them that, and that's a concern.
It is a concern for sure, but that's where you want to know that you have practiced this in the previous couple months of the season, knowing if you're in this situation, teaching your guys how to foul, when to foul, so there's no kind of gray area where the official could think it's in the shooting motion.
All right, who do you want to have take this 3 if you're Leon Rice?
Well, I think you look at it, Buchanan or Drew Fielder could be in a pick and roll situation with Dylan Andrews. Both those guys are pick and pop guys. Dylan Andrews is a solid three-point shooter, although he's only 2 of 10 on the night. But I would have him handle, see if you can't create something where you get the defensive big and the pick and roll out of position and throw it back.
If you foul, when do you foul?
The Couple seconds in as their momentum's bringing the ball into the front court, but once they get into the front court, you've got to be very careful that it's not in a shooting motion.
All right, here we go. This is Andrews driving towards the bucket, looking for a kick. Meadows, it's a three, missed it. Ball's tipped, and San Diego State is going to win an epic game in the Mountain West. 3 overtimes. Improbable twists and turns at the end of regulation, at the end of the first overtime, at the end of the second overtime. And in 3 overtimes, the Aztecs win it. Meadow also looking for contact on that shot, and the rebound to Davis. It was his 3 that sent it to the second overtime. That's one of the best Mountain West games I've ever seen.
Unbelievable. We knew it was going to be a rock fight coming in. Both teams had stretches offensively where big play after big play was made. Ultimately, San Diego State makes the biggest play at the end.
There were a lot of fans, well, maybe not a lot, but there were some fans that left this game when the Aztecs were down late. Those that stayed just saw a classic. San Diego State is now 3-0 in the Mountain West, and Boise State, who had chances to win this game, multiple chances, 1 and 2. Dan Dickow is down with Brian Dutcher.
Coach, I don't know if I've ever witnessed a game like this. Have you ever been a part of something like this, that in the regular season?
Every time we play Boise, it's like this. It's an instant classic. Leon does a great job. They have a great program. Every time we play them, the games are like this. Highly competitive, 2 really good teams. No one plays perfect basketball, but we compete at a high level, both programs.
Both programs competed at a very high level, but you guys had guys, both teams, made big play after big play. Talk about B.J. Davis and his willingness to step up and take that shot to force another overtime.
Oh, that steal was incredible. He read it. Everybody in the gym knew he was shooting it, and he was just trying to create enough space to get it off. And he did it, and it was a wonderful shot, and it led us to a victory.
Boise State, San Diego State, instant classic, as you mentioned, as always. This league is going to be incredible once again this year.
Every team. The coaches in this league are incredible. This is as good a coach league as you're going to find. So it's not surprising when all these teams get better as the year goes on and the conference is so competitive.
Incredible win. Best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining.
See you soon, my friend.
Rich.
Oh, incredible win indeed. Amazing night here. San Diego State, 3-0, survives 3 overtimes to win it here tonight. For Dan Dickow, our entire crew, I'm Rich Walls. This, a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After the break, going back to New York. Yeah, they're still awake in New York. So long from San Diego.